What is going on, everybody? Jared Plon here, CPA accountant, freedom fighter, and coming to you with a special small business story today. So a number of weeks ago, I had put out a request for small business owners to touch base with me. I just wanted to run 5 questions by them, get their input on, what their business is about, how many people they're supporting as far as employees, family members, what their experience has been like over the past 20 months, and what they think could be, improved going forward. Spoke with a lot of people, and I would say the overwhelming thought on the current climate of things is people are definitely nervous to come forward and, speak their mind and, push back against what's going on. A lot of people are scared that, if they say something, HS is going to come in there and, shut down their business or just give them grief. And, they've been through so much over the past 20 months that they just don't want to deal with it. And, I get it. If you got a family to feed and you've been through a lot, you probably don't want to rock the boat anymore. But at some point in time, I hope some more people keep, standing up and speaking out and fighting back against this, because it just doesn't seem to be going anywhere. And if you look at what's going on kind of overseas and in Europe, despite high vax rates, they're bringing in more restrictions and lockdowns and stuff. And, it's not going to be on the big multinational companies. It's going to be on the small businesses again. It's just the way it's gone for the last 20 months, and it's not going to change. So if you're up for it, definitely start speaking up. Definitely reach out to me. I'd be happy to do kind of this type of thing for your business as well. So I had hoped to kind of do like a one-on-one interview, kind of get the business owner's personal point of view, some information that way. And I also put out the option to just kind of reply to some of these questions. Let me know your thoughts, and then I could just relay them this way via video, and we'll go from there. So if you're up for it, let me know, and we can definitely figure out something for your small business too. So this first one that I've got here, a reply from a barbershop owner in town, someone that I know quite well. And, I'm fairly aware of, what he's been through and what other, hairdressers and barbershop owners have gone through. I know a lot of them have, had a real tough go at it. It's a tricky business, I think, to be in at the best of times. A lot of competition. I think people are, fairly fickle with what they, spend their dollars on, and they're more willing to kind of go from one place to the next without too much thought behind it. So, you definitely got to be on your game to keep your barbershop or your hair studio, in peak performance when there is no pandemic. So over the past 20 months, having all these restrictions and stuff from government has made things a lot tougher. So I'm just going to read through a couple of the questions here, some of the responses, and then give a couple of my quick thoughts and then wrap her up. So like I said, type of business, and I'm just going to read these kind of verbatim from the business owner, and let him kind of speak his story as opposed to my words. So type of business, I have a barbershop in Red Deer. Number of employees, I have 2 employees. Family members that are supported by the business. So both the employees and I are supporting our small and big families. How's government policy impacted your business? Government policy is blind to reality. The government did not take into consideration the impacts of the restrictions. The restrictions were only made to scare people. Every government announcement has negative impacts on society. People start feeling that it's the end of the world, and I think that this was done on purpose. Restrictions always suck. People have no hope for the future in this world now. I applied for the SEBA loan, as every business owner I know did, and I got the first round of funding. When the SEBA expansion comes out, I applied for this as well. Even though I qualified for the original amount, the government asked for documents to prove that I had more than 40K non-deferrable expenses. Every time when I submit the documents, I have to wait 2 weeks, and then another 2 weeks, and another 2 weeks. And then they keep asking for more and more documentations to prove that I qualify. I kept sending these all the way till the end of October, and I'm still waiting to this date for a result from the government as on my approval of that second round of funding. If the government doesn't approve it, then I'm going to have to repay the $40,000 to the bank and deal with the bank directly. I don't understand what is going on with the politicians. They are trying to lose the hope of building business and instead forcing people to wait around for welfare checks. Lastly, how could government support be improved? About government policy, I don't have much to say because the media and the big fish who are running the show do not care about the little guy. So I guess long and short, government's being more than happy to unilaterally lock down these business owners for significant amounts of time in exchange for loans and, you know, some businesses got some grant money here and there, but the majority of it is debt. And I mean, if you go look up some of the articles that are out there, you know, I think it's well over $100 billion that's been added to small business debt here in the last 20 months. And that's just not sustainable. So what I think the message here is, every business owner has a dream, every business owner has a family, and every bureaucrat out there cannot simply throw these things aside, hand out checks for, you know, $2,000 a month or loans here and there to keep these people quiet. You need to have an all-encompassing idea of what's going on with these policies. Locking these people out of their livelihood is basically denying them their right to life. How are these people supposed to provide for their families and push their businesses forward if government keeps imposing these, you know, restrictions and lockdowns and stuff on an ongoing basis with absolutely no cost benefit analysis being completed? It's horrible policy. It neglects, you know, the humanity of life and the importance of, you know, being able to provide a livelihood and support your family. There's a lot of dignity in that. I know that a lot of people have struggled with mental health issues over the past 20 months because of these policies. So a message to the government is to, you know, butt out, leave people alone, put an end to this stupid REP program. It's not based in science. You know that very well, that people that have the vax can transmit just as well as anyone else. You know, there's health officials from Vancouver on record saying that. So let's end this. Let's get small businesses back up and running, because they truly are the backbone of our communities. You know, they sponsor the local hockey teams. You know, they come out and volunteer at different community projects. We need them in the community. They supply, you know, numerous jobs to all sorts of people. And And without them, this country's going absolutely nowhere. So thank you for tuning into that. If you're a small business owner, you want to talk, feel free to reach out to me, info@jaredpallon.com. And, if you're up for an interview, be happy to do one of those. If not, I can send these questions over and we can go through it this way too. Peace.